The Vikings picking up Kyler Murray was one of the biggest moves of the NFL offseason, and in this video, I want to go over Kyler Murray's film from the last season and show why I think Kyler Murray is going to put the NFL on notice with the Minnesota Vikings. Let's dive into the film. The number one reason I think he's going to be more successful with the Minnesota Vikings than the Arizona Cardinals is simply his weapons. As you see here, I'm going to show you a bunch of clips, even from just his small sample size in last year, of his wide receivers really costing him and even costing him interceptions, right? Ever since he lost DeAndre Hopkins in that awful trade where they traded him away ultimately to the Tennessee Titans, DeAndre Hopkins really was missed by this Arizona Cardinals team and specifically Kyler Murray as well, right? When he would put footballs up to give his guys a chance, they wouldn't do him any favors. Right here, he had 3 interceptions last season. Here's one of them where Marvin Harrison Jr. drops a wide open slant, caused it to be a pick that ultimately ends up scoring a touchdown for the Seahawks. Here, once again, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to stop running his route, resulting in a pick over the middle on a bang gate. Right? Both of those aren't his fault. And here's his one other interception. He's rolling out to his left. He goes to throw the football away like he's supposed to and ultimately gets his arm hit. That one's on him, but that's something that really shows that he takes care of the football, right? If in that large sample size of games, I think it was about 4 to 5 games or so, he only has 3 interceptions, 2 of which are his wide receiver's faults, and the other one's on a throwaway. Well, it shows me that Kyler Murray is going to help take care of the football, and this is what he's done throughout his career in the NFL for the most part. Now, my favorite thing about Kyler Murray, other than his mobility, obviously, is that he gives his wide receivers a chance to make plays on the football, and he has really good touch on deep balls. You see here to Marvin Harrison Jr. on both of these. He's going to give Marvin Harrison Jr. a chance. Now, you can't convince me that Justin Jefferson won't succeed in an offense predicated on him if his quarterback is giving him chances like this, right? This one's incomplete, but you see he has the touch to put the ball back shoulder where only his guy can get it, and he's really, really good at that, and I think Justin Jefferson could have a really, really dominant season with this same type of quarterback play. And right here, you see he can really make any throw on the field. This is a veteran level throw right here, right? You're going up against cover 2. You see they give you ultimately the corner in cover 2, but it's a difficult throw because the corner at the bottom of your screen is going to bail backwards and the safety is coming downhill. So we have to throw this ball on a rope over 29's head right here at the corner towards ultimately the sideline, and we throw a heck of a football right here, right? Here, we do the exact same thing. Watch. Great ball up the seam, right? These aren't easy throws. Right, this one might be a little bit because you just have to lead them away from the safety. But if we can throw with the touch and the velocity on the football that's needed to complete throws like this at a high level, like this one's extremely difficult. This is a tight window throw up a seam right here to Michael Wilson. We've got them ultimately playing what looks to be cover 3 right here. And watch that football. That's an amazing throw by Kyler Murray. So you see, he has plenty of talent. He can make every throw in the books. He will give his guys an opportunity to get the football. He'll put it where the defense can't get it, and only his guy can. And I think that's going to make him really, really successful in this Minnesota Vikings offense because they have much better weapons than he had in Arizona. You have TJ Hawkinson, you have Jordan Addison, you have Justin Jefferson, right? Like you have guys who can make plays on the football, and you have guys who just want an opportunity to have a quarterback to get the ball into their hands. Right here, this is going to be a throw to Trey McBride on a corner route. And watch, that's great coverage by that linebacker. He's going to put the ball in the one spot that only his guy can get it. Great throw right here. Next up on this one, watch him just be able to step up in this pocket, almost like he's going to run, and throw this out with anticipation. That's not something the Vikings had last season with J.J. McCarthy, right? Next up, I want to show how he protects his wide receivers, right? One of the worst things being a wide receiver is not trusting that your quarterback is going to put the ball on you in a way that's not going to get you lit up going across the middle. Right here, we're running a double slant concept, and watch where he puts this football behind Marvin Harrison Jr. so he can protect himself so he doesn't get lit up, right? On this next one right here, he does a great job of reading the leverage pre-snap, right? So his key defender right here is this linebacker. Whatever he does, you see he comes down. Okay, now we got one-on-one right here. As soon as he turns away, we put it away from his body, help protect him. That's a great football. Right here, we're going to do the exact same thing by taking a ball that's not the easiest to complete or make a throw in the second level of the defense, right? We're on top of this corner right here who's playing this flat, on top of these linebackers, and we're throwing this crosser, and this time Marvin Harrison Jr. holds on to it, and we don't lead him so far where he gets lit up by this corner who is at the bottom of your screen right here, right? We kind of take a little bit off of it, let him catch it. That's something you love to have in a quarterback. But ultimately, when you're talking about Kyler Murray, what makes Kyler Murray special? It's his legs. So I'm not even going to do too much talking here. I'm just going to let you see him casually run away from DBs, picking up huge yardage amounts, right? Evades a guy in the backfield running on a free blitz, ultimately makes guys in the NFL look stupid, picks up an easy 30-yard gain for us here, right? Right here, same thing. Watch, he's able to scramble out, and he's able to turn this corner on number 7, who's a linebacker, and we pick up a touchdown. We're running a triple option, right? We have the opportunity to shovel it here. We have the opportunity to hand it off, or we keep it. Well, he wanted to shovel it. The shovel wasn't open, so takes it himself, turns the corner on Cam Jordan, picks up the first down on 4th and 2, right? That's something that you're able to do with him being your quarterback, right? Right here, maybe you would like for him to anticipate this hitch quicker and throw it quicker, but he's late to it. It doesn't matter. I can outrun this DN to the edge, and we're going to pick up 13 or 14 yards. If Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't giving up on the play, he could go scramble drill and run to the outside. We might have a touchdown here, or he could block a guy. Maybe we pick up an extra 10, right? But once again, he doesn't have the same caliber of football players in Arizona as he had in Minnesota. I can't stress that enough throughout this video. Right here, you're going to see he can also create with his legs, right? Nothing's open. You see he kind of panics for a second here, but he knows where his tight end's going to be, steps up in the pocket, fires a dart to him. But there's also problems with this. Right here, you see that he's an excellent scrambler. Every once in a while, he'll keep his eyes downfield and he'll make a great play for you. But something that I noticed watching his film is when Kyler Murray's doing all this scrambling around, he often takes his eyes off of his receivers down the field and looks at D linemen. What I mean by that, watch this right here. See, we're going to run play action. Nothing's open down the field, so we're going to scramble out, do a great job doing that. But if you notice, look, our wide receiver is now wide open. He made this corner fall in scramble drill. We're still 5 to 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If we were to look up right here, we throw it to him, we have a walk-in touchdown. Instead, Kyler's going to run and beat a guy to the corner, ends up picking up the first down, so it's a great play, but it's like, dang, we could have had 6 if we keep our eyes down the field. That's the difference between him and a guy like Russell Wilson or Malik Willis, who keeps their eyes downfield when they're running, right? Right here, you're going to see he's going to drop his eyes and look at the D lineman, right? And it's going to cause him to panic just a little bit. Now, he does a great job getting around it, but unfortunately, his right guard isn't able to win after he does that. But you see, if he just hang in here for half a second longer and trust his protection, he has a post coming across the middle that's going to be wide open because Witherspoon's hips are flipped, right? But looks down, goes to scramble, and doesn't hit his wide open guy over the middle. So there are negatives to that scrambling ability, just like you'd have with any quarterback. I'm not going to say Kyler Murray is a perfect quarterback. There's a reason he's going to another team. But I'm going to say it's not a coincidence that he had the Cardinals in a position to win every single game he started. They either lost by 1 point or won on with his receivers playing terrible, and they only won another game the rest of the season. In 12 games without him, they win 1. In 4 games with him, they win 2 and lose by 1 point in the other 2. That's not a coincidence, and it's because of things like this. He's really, really good in the quick game, right? Trey McBride's obviously a great tight end, but one of the reasons he was able to do so well so frequently in this Arizona offense is because Kyler was so good at finding him, right? Hey, this is a key defender read. We're reading this one linebacker. He widens out with our running back. We hit McBride. If he stays with McBride, we hit the flat, right? Wide open, easy play. This happened 50, 60 times in his film across those 4.5 to 5 games when I was watching him, because he's just that type of guy who operates the quick game really well and is good at those key defender type reads. Right? Watch that ball placement right here. We're reading this safety. When we see the motion right here, we see widens out, so we know we got one-on-one with our tight end and Fred Warner. Throw it away from Fred Warner. Easy completion. That's a veteran QB thing, right? Just like this, he can read the field, which helps him to keep the ball out of harm's way, right? He wants to go on this curl to Trey McBride, realizes it's covered up, takes care of the football, realizes he's going to have his dig on the backside of his read progression there. That ends up being pass interference. We pick up the first down. Right here, you see we want to take our hitch right here in quick game. but we don't want to be careless with the football. We see it's going to get covered up. We reset. We throw our dig going across the middle. You love to see that. Here we're going to have a simple hitch with the post right on top of it or a dig in behind it. And you see he's going to do a great job executing it, reading that key defender, anticipating the throw over the middle. Great throw and catch. Here we're going to be running a simple Y cross concept. And you see he finds Marvin Harrison Jr. in the window in between the linebackers, right? He's a really good quarterback. Did he let the Cardinals down being a number 1 overall pick? Maybe you can say that, but I think the Cardinals also let him down, and I think that's going to be quickly realized in Minnesota this season, right? Every single one of his strengths matches up with what you want in an offense featuring weapons with like Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. I can't stress that enough. Now, another problem he has, sometimes he tries to do too much, and it results in him taking sacks or ultimately missing big plays. Right here, Trey McBride is screaming open in front of his face, and he's pointing at him to come down so that he can ultimately throw this crosser across the field, right? Take what the defense is giving you. If your guy is right in your face after you make a great play escaping the pocket, don't try to do too much. Take your completion and call it a day. And if he was trying to hit Trey McBride here, that's just a terrible pass. You get that he's trying to keep him away from this DB, but ultimately, that ball just looks like it ends up in no man's land and it's a bad play. Right here, we're close to our goal line. Nothing's open, right? Other than our check down. If nothing's open down the field and we see that they have 4 guys on 2 down here, we know none's going to get open. Throw the ball on the play side shoulder of our running back right here and let him turn upfield. Instead, we try to do too much, end up having to throw the ball away and take an intentional grounding that puts us at the 1 yard line. Probably should have been a safety in my opinion. But something else, I talked about how he's really careful and he takes care of the football. Well, that can be a problem to an extent because there are times like right here where his guys are open over the middle, but he doesn't trust himself to be able to make the throw. This is an explosive play. We're 25, 26 yards down the field. We've got about 7 yards of space over the linebacker's head, about 7 yards off the deep safety. That's exactly what we want, but we're going to be safe. We're going to roll out here. We're still going to pick up the first down because we're that special of a talent, but we're missing things. Right here, exact same thing, right? Our guy sits, we're getting ready to throw it. We see these guys coming in late and we don't trust ourselves to fire it into his chest. We hold it, we take a sack, right? So these are things that he's going to do from time to time, right? He's scared to throw this into Marvin Harrison Jr., but if he were to throw the ball right here, you've got an easy completion for a huge chunk gain. Instead, we take a sack, right? And then this is one play that popped up that I just wanted to point out, but I couldn't really find anything on it. Great job here, anticipating the throw, reading the defense, realizing what's going to be open. But I would say he rushes this one, right? This pocket's clean. We've got no deep safety because our wide receiver's beating him. Why throw this so early and throw an incompletion instead of picking up a huge touchdown, right? But most importantly, the last thing that I want to go over before I end this video is I want to go over one of his biggest struggles to me, and it's a struggle that he has to have because of his size, and that's his mechanics, right? Kyler Murray doesn't have the best mechanics, nor can he have the best mechanics because of his size, right? You often see when he's throwing, like right here, he has a very wide base, which causes him to lean his shoulders back a little bit, which helps him to get arc on the football. When you're a shorter quarterback, you need to get this ball up as high as possible so that it doesn't get batted down by D linemen. So, in a sense, this is a good thing, but it can cause him to miss throws high like this one, where instead of being able to drive this football in and pick up a huge gain, we miss it over the top, right? And here it's going to show up on another one. I wanted to show this one from this view so y'all know I'm not just making something up. You see here we dip the ball low like a lot of quarterbacks do to generate power, but look at this really wide base that's causing us to be able to dip our shoulders back and get this ball over the line of scrimmage without being tipped. Well, that's great that it doesn't get tipped, but what it does is it causes it to sell on us, goes too high, we miss our wide receivers. So every once in a while, Kyler Murray will miss a gimme type throw or just a throw that he's capable of making because what he has to do to ensure the ball gets over the line of scrimmage at his height. But with all that being said, Kyler Murray is a great talent. He's one of the most unique football players I've ever seen, has an incredible deep ball, can make every throw on the field, can read NFL defenses. He's really good on the run. I think he's one of the most unique quarterbacks on the run I've ever seen, the way he can scamper in and out of trouble. But let me know down below what you think. I truly think not that they're going to be in the Super Bowl conversation, but that the Vikings are going to be a capable playoff team. Kyler Murray's probably going to win Comeback Player of the Year. And this Minnesota Vikings offense is going to be scary, pairing up Kyler Murray with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and Kevin O'Connell to ultimately get to work this offseason. And I don't think JJ McCarthy has a chance in that QB room. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and see ya.